So we're all ready to pretty much get off. Van's all packed up, and Mrs. C has just nipped into town just to get a few last bits. I've got to nip up to the doctor's. All our kit's ready in the van. The bikes, batteries are all charged. The chain's all oiled. Bags are all packed with all our gear. Remembered me shoes, me helmet, me tri-suit. Those are the most important things. And yeah, we're just set to go. So it's nice morning. Be a nice drive up. 2 hours it's going to take us, I believe. Or maybe 2.5 if we stop off for somewhere for lunch. So yeah, I've just got to nip to the doctor's, get a blood test done. I get an annual blood test every year, and it just so happens that it's this morning, but that's all right. So when we get back, we'll get off. So yeah, this is the start of our journey up to Dalby Forest and race weekend. We shall see you on the other side. So we've made it. We're here. It took us how long? 2 hours?
An hour to Beverley and then about an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, we stopped off at Beverley and had some lunch at Carluccio's Italian place. Very nice. Got me carbs in. I had seafood linguine. Sorry, I was going to say spaghetti, but I knew that wasn't right. I had seafood linguine, which was lovely, and then we had a wander around Beverley, and then we moseyed on over here, and it's nice. We're just set up in a field. There's some portaloos just over there, and go apes around somewhere. And we've had a quick walk round a bit of the run course, and it's undulating to say the least. So yeah, hopefully it'll be like this tomorrow. We kick off at 9:30, so we're just having a nice cup of tea, a bit of chamomile tea, and then we'll get some risotto on the go. That'll be us, and then we'll get an early night probably, I would think, unless Mr. C's found us something to watch. Probably not. And Betty's come too. Betty's she's tired now, bless her, after walking around Beverley and walking. I think we just did maybe about 2k through the woods. So yeah, we're all ready to go. Just enjoying the sunshine at the minute.
She did 2.4k.
2.4k, yeah. So we're just enjoying the sunshine, and the van's been strategically placed so we're out of the wind because it is quite breezy. Anything else to add?
Yeah, you just had a brioche.
Oh, I've just had a brioche. Don't tell anyone though. Trying to fuel up. That was my carbohydrates. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. We shall see you on the other side.
Ready?
Go on, Andy.
Well done. Keep going. Doggy.
Yes, Messi.
Well done. Well done, David.
Thank you.
Well done. Keep going. Okay. Well done.
Well done.
Well done, everybody. Keep going. Well done.
Well done, Rich.
Thank you.
Well done.
So we're back. Just had a spot of lunch, like I said I was going to do. Just looking at, there's no results out yet. So just have to go on my times to see what I did. I know when I was warming up, my heart rate went sky high. I'm not sure what all that was about. And then when I started the first run, didn't feel great, to be honest. And I had to let the first group go. And then got into it. But then I had my Under Armour on over the top of my tri-suit, so I was overheating. So I had to, when I saw Mrs. C supporting on the side, I had to stop, take my hat off, take my Under Armour off. My belt came off at the same time, so I had to stop and discard all that, get my belt back on, and I lost a bit of time then as well, to be fair. But I did manage to get back to a couple of guys who I ran the rest of the 5k with, which was quite nice to have somebody to pace you. And one of them was a really tall guy, and I just stuck in behind him on the windy bits, which is always handy. I do love a drafting run. So the distances and times it's telling me. So the first run was 5 kilometers 39, and I did it in 24 minutes, and it says it was 4:30 per kilometre, which I guess on the face of it you think, oh, 24 minutes is quite slow, and generally if I'm running a flat, the last flat one I did at East Fortune was 1936, so that tells you how the terrain affects what you're doing. So that was the first run. Transition was a minute, it's saying. Yeah, well, 59 seconds. That was the first transition. And then the bike was, it says on here, was 18.5k. And that was 44 minutes 34 seconds and 24.5 kilometers an hour was the average speed. Total ascent was 164 meters, and my average heart rate was heart rate was 129 beats per minute. So that was the bike. Transition 2 screwed up on timing, and it says 28 seconds, but it was longer than that, so we'll discard that. And then the second run was 2.5k. The pace had dropped considerably to 5:15 per kilometre, and it took me 11 minutes 48 seconds, and average heart rate was 124 beats per minute. So that was that. So in total it was an hour and 22. I'd burnt 861 calories, and it was 26 kilometres. So those are the facts, or the statistics. So thoughts then. Good course, really enjoyed the course. Very, very simple, as all the wild deer events are. Chapeau to them for putting on another great event in a fantastic location. If you've never been to Dalby Forest, I would definitely recommend it. It's massive, and there was loads of people there riding mountain bikes just off their own bats and not doing crazy duathlons like we were. Groups doing all the different runs that they've got there: red run, black run, blue run. It really, really good place to go. So if you haven't been, I would definitely recommend it if that's the sort of thing that you're into. So the first run course was you started, fortunately, and the second run you started going down. So you went a good way down, and it was on a twisty walkway path till you hit the bottom, and then that was like a gravel road, which then you ran on, and then there was a steep climb in both of the runs till you got up to a main road, and then on the first run you went left and did a bit more to make it 5k. On the second run you went straight across, and then you cut through the woodland, which was quite nice. So the first run, like I say, didn't feel great, had to disrobe, lost time, but caught up with a couple of guys that I could pace with, and that was quite good. And actually the pace was better than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. So got into transition after the first run. Got on the bike, had a bit of an issue with my helmet. It felt really tight, don't know why. That's something that I need to look at. It is a new helmet, but I've never had that issue before, so I need to look at what went wrong there. But it didn't take too much time to get it on. And then onto the bike, and the bike was the same course as the run route, down the twisty path onto the main road, which was good fun. And my training up at the woods locally with all the bike paths down definitely helped on that regard, so that was cool. And then I was just behind a guy who was on a cyclocross bike, but he left me. I couldn't keep pace with him, and I could see this guy who had an Argentinian top on, a football shirt, and he was always in the distance, and I couldn't quite catch him up, but I knew I wasn't far. In fact, we pretty much came into transition 2 together. But the bike course was testing. It was very, very hilly in parts, great downhills, as all these forest trail rides are. There was only really one technical part which we started off on, and then the rest was gravel roads, which I was just discussing with Mrs. C. I didn't know whether I'd got the right pressure in my bike or not, because obviously this is all new to me, mountain biking, but whether I could have probably gone with a little bit more pressure, which might have made the ride easier. Don't know, who knows. It was very windy, headwind in some, when we got up to the top and it was all open and you were looking down on the valleys and stuff, it was windy up there. So I'd come in on my handlebars and I was tucking in to try and get as aero as possible. That seemed to work. So that was a good test. What else? And yeah, I was pretty much riding on my own, to be honest. I got passed by a guy on a cyclocross bike and a guy on a mountain bike. They come flying past, and again I had to ride my own pace. Couldn't stick with them, they were too strong. So yeah, got on they're the only ones who come past me. I couldn't quite catch up to the guy in the Argentinian shirt. Chapeau to you, mate, for keeping it going. And then into transition, that went all right. Found my spot, no problem. Racked the bike, took my helmet off. Again, struggled a bit with the clasp because it's a new helmet, not used to it. Getting it on and off, something you need to practice. Transition training and stuff, really important. And then out on the second run, and to start with, it was really weird, as it always is, coming off a bike and running. So I just took it steady to begin with. Fortunately, it was that downhill path back to the road, the gravel road, and then we continued up and we did that hill again, got up to the main road, and we went straight across. And then we turned right into a woodland, and I saw the guy in the Argentinian shirt again, and he stopped, and I thought, I might be in a chance to catch him. And then he got going again, and he clocked me at the back, and I think that spurred him on to put an extra spurt in, and I just couldn't get him. I wasn't far behind him, as the times will probably show, but I couldn't catch him up. So that was it. Into the finish line, got your medal, got your drink. And then Mrs. C was nowhere to be seen, and I'm like, I'd already disrobed, and it had got a lot cooler, and it was blowing a hoolie, and I had no clothes, I had no van key or anything, so I wasn't best pleased when I got back and she wasn't there. So I started walking down to the van, and then I thought, no, she won't be in the van. Anyway, she took Betty on a walk, and I hadn't realised it was going to be as long as it was, and she came in, and we walked to the van, and I got dressed, and we went and had a cup of coffee, and she'd bought there was a nice coffee van there, and they had some cakes, and I had a cake and a coffee in the van, and that was really cool. So all in all, a good race. I was quite happy with how it had gone. Not really happy with the first run, to be fair, although the pace was better than I thought. So. And the bike, I think I'm just going to have to get stronger and try and get out more on the faster trails, because I know I do the climbs and stuff in the woods local to me, but I think I need to get out on more traily rides to get the speed on the bike. The bike was fantastic. I'm just in the middle of cleaning it now, just give it a wash over. Bike was great. Just not sure about tyre pressure, but couldn't fault it. It was so easy so nice to have done a mountain bike ride and have the gears to, when you're going up the hills, to drop right down and just spin up rather than using your legs to force it up. That was really cool, really enjoyed that. And it was just such a joy to ride, so really happy. Spoke to a couple of the guys who'd been on the podcast, and another guy who had raced up in East Fortune. He said that he'd come I don't know what, just behind me in East Fortune, but obviously I didn't know. But he'd clocked the tri-suit. As you can see, our tri-suit's very distinctive. But on this race, he was well ahead of me. I couldn't keep up with him on the first run, and that's where I knew I wasn't doing very well. But yeah, so he was doing the standard, fortunately. Well, unfortunately for him, because I wouldn't have wanted to do a standard today. And then the other guys, the two guys have been on the podcast. First one was Hannah Storm, and she was on, but she was there supporting her teammate from a tri club, and Hannah was there supporting Andy Halliday, who's in a tri club, and he'd just come back from Poland last weekend, and he got a bronze medal, so it was nice to see him and congratulate him. And Andy was doing the standard, I believe, so I didn't see him at the end. But good luck, Andy, if you did well. We'll soon find out when the results come through. So it was nice to catch up with those guys. Andy might make another appearance on the podcast just to tell his story of how he got on in Poland and how he managed to get the bronze medal. We might make that podcast. So yeah, there's a couple of other guys that I sort of recognise, as you do when you go to these events, and I got chatting to one. and I think he's in my age group, and he's very, very good. So it'll be interesting to see what his time is. So all in all, a good trip away. Fantastic event, fantastic environment and place to race. So really happy with that. That's another one ticked off. I think I'm going to try and put another race in after Dolby for. I'm getting confused now. After Darley-Moor, when we do the road sprint duathlon up at Dolby-Moor. Up at Darley-Moor. Getting confused with all the D's. So we'll probably try and find another off-road duathlon before the Worlds up in Pontevedra. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try and put some video footage of the race together on this video. Depends. Hannah said that she'd got some of me. Mrs. C, I think's got some of us. So we'll try and put a little montage together of the race. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to stay safe, keep training, love the process.